Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Scary smile is scary. Hi, guys. It's me. Again. Here we are. Continued playing some. Got my resists balanced finally. They were in a terrible shape when I left the stream yesterday. Awful. Horrible. They're better now. They all even have a little headroom. I am level 60. I am in Act 7. Did I not send out a mission in King's March? I was sure I had.
Oh, good.
I did not. What the shit? Oh, it's still out? It's not going down. Okay, it's hung. Do I have no money? Maybe I just don't have the money. I could have sworn I put money in. I have no money. I have no gold at all. How did I end up with no gold at all? Now I'm really confused. Alright, well. I've got gold. The shit is that?
Exile, we've much to discuss. I'll add it to our balance.
Oh.
And I'm going to burn a little more. I don't even have enough to burn. Okay, fine.
Return soon, yes? How goes the adventure? Well met.
Let's see. We definitely don't have enough to upgrade smelting. How about runesmithing? We don't have a life rune yet. Frog.
Come on in. Oh, it's you.
Yeah. I have no idea how it ran out of money. I'm sure that I put in money, but I obviously did not. That's one thing that I do not like about it. The manually adding in money all the time. It always feels like half the time I forget to add money or to send out the ships. The UIs are not awesome. Alright, well, everything's rolling now. Oh yeah, as far as stuff we've got. I need orichalcum getting smelted. Amber, no orichalcum. I need amber being smelted? No, right now I need more orichalcum. So, remove him.
The choice is made.
Sign him.
A good apprentice for Danik.
Alright, so we've got bismuth. We do have bismuth. Okay, so we've got bismuth and orichalcum. The crops are growing just fine.
Do anything.
And we want to be mining more amber. Yeah, more amber. Remove them.
The choice is made.
Add them to amber. There we go. All right.
One more for the mines.
We had just gone through the den, I believe. Yes. All right. Good evening to those of you who've joined me. Hi, howdy, how you doing? And my boat just returned. So basically it had finished, it didn't quite have the gold. Yeah, I was wondering why I'm taking the 1.5 chaos. Jerk. Armored energy shield. I'll make use of that. Kinda need evasion on it. Evasion and energy shield would be fine. All evasion would be fine. We have a bunch of Alvas in here.
Ah, there you are.
Splinter Research Lab. I think we probably... really hate,
Hello.
really absolutely detest that they have implemented in at least one league pausing the game while you're doing the interaction with the league. Because so many leagues take up so much space, you can't see what's happening. It's just why they didn't retrofit that onto every single
Ah, there you are.
mechanic, I
Ready
have
to
no
revisit
idea.
the past?
Breaches or strong boxes will upgrade the
more you kill,
breaches.
the more you change my map. And
We
the
don't
closer
need
get to finding the
to
temple
open
in the
another
present
door,
day.
but I suppose so. We want
Let's have a look
top
at the layout.
and top right. That's my
It's time.
mnemonic for keeping track of which way I want to go. We can get there. Whoops. Unless I screwed up.
Good job, Exile.
Thank you, Alva.
Whatever Zilk
Wasn't a big deal, though. Still, you don't want to get into bad habits. Watch that. Way more of those than I need. Alright, so now we have to track down. There are the other two Alvas. One of the old League mechanics. Good one. Version.
Ah, there you are.
Jeweler's Workshop, we definitely want to upgrade that.
The
And
more you kill, the more you
up
change
top,
my map.
top left.
It's time.
Thank you. I really, for some reason, the sound on that particular magical attack that they make is just way louder than every other sound effect. Painfully loud, I would say. There. Now we're just killing stuff for more drops at the end. I think we might have killed everything.
Good job, Exile.
Sockets.
As Carpa's rival
Yep,
is
upgraded the jeweler's workshop. Very nice. And then the last one is over here. IL.
Ah, there you are.
Flame workshop.
The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the
I
closer
think
we get to finding the temple in the present day.
go with Isn't his pet over here? Yes, his pet is over here.
History
Two
repeats
not good
itself.
choices.
Ah, there you are. Ready to revisit the
Additional
past.
fire damage adds fire
The
monster
more you
packs
kill,
throughout the
the
temple.
more you
Options
change
of
my
fire.
map.
I'd rather have not
And the closer
have
we get
neither
to
of
finding
these.
the temple in the present day.
I'm gonna leave that one where it is, so we're not gonna
Have a
kill
look
a
where we're
boss. But we do want the top door. See if we can get lucky. Yeah, is that correct? No, we want the top left door.
Time to go.
it drop. Alright. Got what we wanted. Leave it. The state is in. Fail. No bosses were killed.
Good job. The temple.
Alright, so we will now have a completely connected temple, except for these two rooms are by themselves, but we have an explosives room, which allows to knock down one wall, so that will give us everything. Access to it, at least. Very nice. Muttering essence of fear. That was me muttering. But I'm not afraid. I fear. No. None shall pass. Needs an extra rare item. Oh boy. In other words, one. Right, fortress encampment. We're at Groost, who was always a jerk to us in the first place. Yeah, we actually now get to kill him. Now, that's nice for us. Why don't you guys all just sit down? Kaboom. Or, you know, lay down. That works for me too.
And kingdom end without a trace. When you try to control everything.
Alright, which one's Ralakash? That's the new one. Boost damage. Time. Take that one. What else were we going? Kind of winging it now. Because eventually we're going to be swapping a bunch of stuff over. Eventually I've got to come all the way down here. I want to double check that. Make sure I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, we come way down there. So we'll just start walking that way now. Just a quick check. Seeing what things are available as we come down. Because I think we come all the way down. Pretty sure. All right. Into the northern forest we go. Back to town, sell our crap. Go back to the other town, Kingsbridge. Oh, crap.
You truly
Another point. We eventually drop that. I think eventually we end up dropping those 4 points.
Yes?
Yes, I think there's an Asmir.
Yes, yes, you loved Groist, even though he was a complete
There
asshole.
was little townsfolk.
Oh, sorry, I had to murder him. It's going to be a terrible burden on my soul going forward. Tier 3 Fizz. And fire and lightning. Lightning is resist, okay. Now, if it wasn't for the mana, I would be keeping this. Well, I'll probably keep it anyway for later. A 30 life, 2 crappy resists. No, not worth trying to link it up. Sadly. That is a lot of life.
Goodbye.
Don't know if I'm going to be playing a second build. But if I am, that's the sort of thing I would want. Back to King's March. Where I think all I'm going to have waiting for me is currency.
Got some goods in fly.
Currency and 1. Undoubtedly really crappy sword.
Hail!
I left the sword. Because I'm a dope. Can we upgrade this? We can. That opens 2 more ports we can sail to.
That'll do.
That'll do.
What do you need?
Much longer trips. They're looking for a boatload of pumpkins. And they're looking for orichalcum and
This
crimson
leggage.
or bars. Either or. And how many pumpkins do we have? We have 112, which is not 420. Crimson ore. Yet we're nowhere near those kind of numbers. We can ship off a boatload of pumpkins. After all, they're paying 60% extra for those. We'll just add in a couple of, you know, tastes of other things. So that they are off for 2 hours. In other words, that may not arrive until I'm
What can
done
I
for-
do for you? Oh, it's you.
That's not. Oh, we did have our first success. We have 13. Yay. Speak to Johan for a reward.
We are down to. We now have the means to control.
500 gold.
I'll handle things here.
How's the
Decisions
town? 12 hours. Town seems like it should be fine.
Need something smithed?
We still need a life room to improve that. Okay. We will bank it. And those tiers were like 3 better
Ahoy
each.
there.
I hate the quest notifications. I don't know if you can see those or not. Yeah, I guess you probably. I just hate them. I wish there was a way to turn them off. They have a way of turning off most of the annoyances in the game, but
Yes.
sadly,
Yes,
not
that is a plausible reason to speak to Isla.
Goblins, for some reason, amongst my least favorite mobs in the game. They're not like some of them. I just don't like them. They're creepy. Those guys. One of the things I absolutely detest about this game, loathe and detest, is putting quest objects in your fucking inventory. It's just player griefing, pure and simple. You have a limited inventory in the game, and they make you put items and keep them in your inventory for some reason. It's a garbage tier. Bad enough you give us the stupid inventory Tetris, which provides nothing in way of improvement in the game to the player. Not especially in the case of PoE 1 and 2, where they don't have a button, like they have in Last Epoch, that allows it to automatically compact itself. Not perfectly efficiently, but pretty efficiently. And it's so much better than this garbage tier stuff that they have here. Utterly unnecessary bullshit. Understand you need to put limitations on the inventory, otherwise the players complaining about that. Methods they use. Just have everything take up a simple space in the inventory and give us less space. Just make everything simple and straightforward. The game requires me to play inventory Tetris. PoE 2 devs have talked a lot about some of their design pillars, and one of them is friction. And most of the time, everything you say about friction is complete bullshit. It's making the game less fun. And the perfect example of that is the well in PoE 2. Instead of returning back to town and having all your flasks filled, no, you have to manually click on it. Why? Because it feels good, said one of the devs. No, it doesn't. All it does is provide a way for a player to screw themselves by forgetting to do so. It doesn't ever provide any positive thing to the player. You want friction to have a meaning, not to just be there for a meaning's sake. Inventory, I understand, has a function as a friction game. But I do not consider that to be an unreasonable one. Unless it's done in a punitive way. For instance, if PoE 2, all items took up one square, had a small inventory, and overall it felt exactly the same. You don't have to juggle stuff around all the time. You get a very large improvement. The exact same friction would be applied without the frustration. That's my issue. Not the friction, the frustration. almost killed me. Oh, shit. Two more. That one. Over here, and then we'll take care of. It's been funny watching a lot of the PoE heavy hitters, as far as streamers go, adjusting to coming back to PoE. Steel Mage has talked a couple of times about how he completely forgot how things work. Some things would work. Watching them talk about the things that they miss from PoE 2. Mostly things like identify all function. PoE 2 is a huge quality of life.
I release you from motherhood.
Yes. Back to town. But also hearing some of them talk about PoE 2 in a really, really harsh, dismissive way. Which is reassuring because that's overall, I would say, kind of my approach to it as well. It's not particularly wrong.
Fare you well.
At least the state of the game as it currently is. I should be a little more clear about that. Is there anything we would want to steal here? Maybe that. Does that end up making the build in... Oh, wrong button. I have clicked the wrong button. I do that a lot, you may have noticed. Doesn't look like it does. Oh, lethality and the spell suppression nodes. Lethality and the cell suppression. So nothing on this side does. Well, alright, we'll keep moving down. Yena. Yes, I am like blah blah blah. You are like blithering idiot. No. Good life. One open suffix, no movement speed, no res. Sorry. Need life and either movement speed or res or an open affix. Actually, I need all three. I need at least one resistance, movement speed, and life, or two of those three, and an open affix spot for it. And back to the northern forest we go. We need to carry these stupid fireflies through 2 complete missions. We also need to find the old shrine. Drop off dead Groists. where's the last one? Shit, come on, man. Seriously. That's Brithkal's hangout. Took care of her. Pretty short order. The build has been slowing down a bit. That's as expected. It was expected to scale all the way to the very end game. And certainly the scaling is kind of dying on the vine now. But I will be changing over probably after. That'll take a good deal of work, because that's going to take time and respecking stuff. And that generally does not make for interesting viewing. I generally prefer to play builds that I don't have to respect. That, start playing real from 20s or 30s. This whole series of maps has a lot of frustration with its friction. One of which you see in a lot of PoE2, placement of waypoints in a way that makes it more difficult for you to get around. Again, no problem with making it more difficult to get around. But it has to be done for a reason. The only reason for your so-called friction is frustration. Cold damage, won't be using that. Point. This particular time, this map has not been particular. And I wasn't trying to sound effects that just completely out of time with the rest of it. I wasn't trying to do a series of incursions. This map is all disorganized and spread out, not connected. So if you've got to do incursions on this map, it's a real pain. But I didn't have to. All City has also, I've been having a terrible time. This one's a me thing, not I complain game thing. It seems like every time I hit this map, I have just an incredible difficult time finding anything close to an optimal. where you gotta go. Terrific. Blows. Doesn't blows at all because chaos and poison damage. Did. Now I know all I have to do is make sure I'm in delirium for it, and everything will be fine. Delirium's about to end. Make sure to grab a waypoint. Wow. The worst, least profitable delirium I have ever seen. Still worth it, because I'm going to give it credit for me finding a very quick path. Bullshit, but I'm going to go ahead and give it credit for it anyway. I'm going to back to town. I don't have much to turn in. I don't think there's another quest from Elena, but like the other PoE2 players, or PoE players, sorry, I was talking about, I don't remember how everything works all the time. Been longer than 3 months.
The tragedy.
Thanks, Sin.
See ya, chum.
I want to do a quick check again. Bear with me.
I feel I have failed.
Oh my god, this thing's so terrible. Fat Buddy! Good evening. Hope the weekend is going... chef's kiss? Swimmingly for you. Strength and int. She has given me this amulet. I will almost certainly immediately sell it right back to her. What the? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you had to work today. Yeah, that's... I spent years working Sunday through Thursday. So, I do understand. This has a lot of life and no resists, but at least an open affix. So it is way better than what she 15 cold and 25 lightning. 15 cold would drop me down to 72. The lightning would drop me down to 69. Feel free to go nice. But I can add lightning and cold. That'll work just fine. That's like the only... Yeah, I've gotten 3 of those and 1 of those. Since we're going to our hideaway anyway. Our own little hideaway. I'm living in my own private hideaway. Lily? Trade div cards. Give me 10 or alts, please. I'll take 10 alts anytime. So we're going to lose cold and lightning. The way we avoid actually losing is finding cold and lightning. So that gives us 64 more life base. And we are still all overcapped on all of our reses by about 7. There was much rejoicing. Yeah, it took a long-ass time for me to get my resistances all up. Very painful earlier today. I think I died any additional times. I died one time. So that was on stream yesterday on the first map in Act 6. And really, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed. Nico.
Welcome.
Sure, maybe run a couple of delves. I think we've got enough for a couple. We have... Yeah, okay, so we need to hit some azurite nodes. Those two are close together. Should be manageable. We'll get some azurite. We'll reduce our darkness, vulnerability, and then we can take a walk and see if we can find a harbinger to kill. Scooters. Never a shortage of scooters. Goat's horn. We'll grab some azurite. Not azurite. Azurite was WoW. Azurite was here and in another game. About the same time. WoW had azurite. This game has azurite, and there was another game that had azurite. I wanted to grab those two. We do have more sulfite, though. Might be able to do a decent bit of delving. Whoops, I went the wrong way. Not good to wander off in the dark when what you want to do is get more resistances to the dark. We should bleed out. We did. Oh, not the sort of place you want to have barrels. Narrow little space like that. Yeah. Not optimal. Not optimal. And one of those little assholes. I hate those things too. You could just die, please. Thank you. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you? Okay, where's the clicky? Clicky. All the goodies. That's right. do a quick back to the encampment. Oh,
Deeper you go, the depths you're exploring.
Thank
Stay
you.
in the light, Exile.
I was going to just do my light radius, but actually, the first thing I was going to do was that, and then my light radius. All right, well, we're back down to 0% resistance. That's not great. You know, here and here and get more azurite, maybe enough to give us a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to get to this area right here, which looks like it's not connected, because it's not connected, obviously. But there's always a connection. One of the things in this, if you know about it, is outside of the straight line thing. Any node that has only 2 connections, that can't exist. There has to be a third connection. The way to get to here is from here. But you have to kind of wander around in the darkness to find the wall you need to break through. And the darkness is painful unless you have darkness resistance. I don't. Mine's at 0. What is shooting at? Okay. I'm dropping a blade trap at my feet. Anything gets close to me, it activates and starts beating up. Because I'm not seeing and beating me up. Azurite. Nothing else. This one. Any connections in the delve, or any node in the delve, can only have 1, 3, or 4 connections. That's how I know. Oops, that's wrong. Note to me, don't do wrong things. Do them less. That big junk of power that's been chasing me the entire length of this particular delve. Thank you. EMPs are bad, okay? I do not like the EMPs that turn out the light, because the darkness hurts us. Darkness brings pain. All know this. I got a lot more stuff. I mentioned that I like stuff. Stuff is fun. We've got so much stuff we can't carry all the stuff. Those can each be sold for a chrome. Sell all the crap. I wish there is plenty. lightning. How much lightning? Tier 4. That's not terrible. That's a lot of life. We'll hold on to that. That's a lot of life. We'll hold on to that. This one at least has a bad resist. This one has no resist and no movement speed. That's got nothing. That's like a tier 6. That's a tier 3, huh? Okay.
Goodbye.
Drop off all of our fat loot. And our not so fat loot. Lightning damage, poison duration. Poison on hit. That's 1, right? Oh, wrong thing. Yeah. And this is the one that has... It's another one of those little annoyances that really... Game developer. Got no excuse. Random is random, I understand that. But having self-canceling random affixes is just frustrating. Again, not friction, just frustration. So this has 2 separate things, added cold damage and added fire damage. That could be good. Oh, one is while you're dual wielding and the other is while you're wielding a 2-handed weapon. They are mutually exclusive. Which makes it just frustrating. I have nowhere near enough Azurite to increase my darkness resistance. I mean, I can but maybe enough to increase, barely enough to increase my number of flares. I'm going to give it a try. We're probably not going to succeed, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to try to find where it is. It is the 6 button. That does not appear to be it. That is definitely not it, so it must be the other way. Possibly that way. Yeah, I just don't have the darkness protection to allow me to go any deeper than those, so I can't. And back out here to the Vol City, and down we go. Where Silk wants to make matrimony with Arakali, the Spider Goddess. He doesn't have to worry about the wedding present. He's it. He's also the main course at the wedding banquet. Another level for me? That just seems. Lots and lots of spooters. Boundless, endless numbers. After all, what god doesn't build their temple down into the ground? Logical, I suppose, that a spider god build their temple down. Just as a human, I would find it a little disquieting. But maybe that's just my humanocentric nature coming out. Or Calcamore. Nice. This way. Perhaps. Spooters. Those are spooters that when you kill them, burst into more spooters. That's not creepy at all. I don't know what adaptive resistances are, but I'm assuming that means you want to get damage you take. Might just be elemental. Oh, the damage, chaos damage I'm doing, chaos poison, might not be adaptable to, but I don't know. Spooters, I can hear them hissing. By the way, the idea of a spider that actually hisses, mildly terrifying. Do not want to eat them. Sorry to any of you fans of hissing spiders out there, but I bet any fans of hissing spiders out there probably still are not wanting to make matrimony with spider goddess. Silk. Maybe pay attention. Superior some skeletons, 5%. Not that superior. They like to pretend like they're superior to the skeletons, too, but they're not that superior. Well, let's just go down another level then. Wow, something there hit really freaking hard. Something's hitting for chunky bits of chaos damage. that I just like noticed at that time bypassed my shield. I don't have that much shield, but yeah. But that is better than none. Should still be able to keep using that. No. Do I get XP on the spiders that pop out of the spiders I kill? Now that I'm paying attention, none of those ones popped. Don't think so. Blew up there, and it wasn't spider babies. Corrupting rescue, thank you. Chaos damage. Not gonna be chaos. Shouldn't be chaos damage that much longer. Not that great. Up to this point, Phil, basically just been trying to get to the point where I can swap it to lightning strike. It's not a new league, it is a new event. So it's the same league as last, the Kalgur League, but what they've done is they've changed every single ascendancy in the game to something weird. For instance, my current ascendancy try that again. Is something of Arakali, the spider goddess who I'm about to fight. And I have the 2 points I have. The first one gives me increased chaos damage and minions more damage. The second one grants me the level 15 Envy skill with no reservation. And Envy adds a boatload of base chaos damage to everything I do. And so I'm doing really big amounts of chaos damage. But I'm going to be swapping over to one of the other ascendancies probably sometime after stream called Blind Prophet. Basically, every single ascendancy in the game has been replaced with something new and weird. A lot of them are pulling out special powers from uniques and slapping them into ascendancy points and stuff. If you've played a lot of PoE, it's worth just looking at. Just look up PoE Frisia, Phrecia, which is what the event's called, Legacy of Frisia with a PH. Ascendancies, and that will probably get you to a list of all 19 ascendancies. And for instance, these are shadow. This is one of this and Blind Prophet and like Wake of the Fisherman, something like that, are the 3 shadow ascendancies instead of the normal ones. So not a full league, but a chunky big, actually 2 chunky big mechanics. Also, instead of the end game mapping tree, they've added a new method of buffing things in the end game, which was one they had done some development on previously and discarded. But at least it's new, where instead of having the big spec tree, instead you have with these little dudes. Have I ever seen those guys? Instead of the regular ascendancy, not ascendancy tree, but mapping tree. Instead, you've got space for idols, and the idols have very powerful things like 60% chance that a harbinger will spawn in all your maps, and they'll have 3 or 4 different potent buffs to the state of your maps. So those are the 2 things that they've changed up for this event. And the event is called Legacy of Phreesia, Phrecia. And they did it because Jonathan's announcement about PoE 1 not getting any new content for the foreseeable future was not universally accepted well. PoE 1 veterans, and especially the streamers, I don't want to say they rioted, but they rioted. And it's completely a self-inflicted wound on the part of GGG. After Jonathan's little speech about PoE 2 and all the PoE 1 developers working on it, and they're going to keep doing it until they can drop PoE 2, which I think is coming next month. If they had just said, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a couple of them off, we're going to make a special event, and they had just said what this event, something like this event, 90% of the furor and pitchforks and torches never would have happened. All right, Silk, you blithering idiot. Bad luck, Silk. Next time, maybe don't marry or hope to marry the spider goddess. Just saying. Nothing good is likely to happen from marrying a spider goddess. Most of us would realize this, but not Silk. And she space we have. Not a bunch. Hi, Sin. How you doing? You're looking good. You lost weight. Reduce damage taken over time. Nah, we'll stick with that. The brine.
You here?
Another act completed by your personal friend, Lens. Get back to town. Goodbye. Be right back. And this is a really smart way of, bringing the PoE players back into wanting to play, quieting the roiling waters a bit. But really, they should have had it ready for Jonathan's little, yeah, we haven't done anything and we're not doing anything speech. Because that was not the best choice. That is a metric shit ton of life. Even more than that. And a free suffix so I can drop the same resist on there. Might be better. Might just be better.
Be well.
I wish I could close the notification, because those kind of notifications flashing They bug the living shit out of me, and I'm not sure I'm spending those points right now. Summon Skelly. No. There. No. There? No. There. No, that's not it. Okay. There it is. Alright, so this one has int. I don't think I need the int. At least not now. So an extra 40 life seems good. I lose a little int, gain some strength, gain a little physical and lightning damage, which doesn't hurt. So we head back to the hideout. And boy, having access to a crafting bench just makes such a huge difference. Cold and lightning, right? Yeah, cold and lightning. Cold and lightning. Did I even? Oh, that's right. That one had fire jets. So if I choose later that I decide I want to do another build, might want that. Give me a sec. I need to check and see if I can figure out. Let's see. Next to the last point. 6, 9, and 12. Bear with me. Which means from here, the ones I will eventually be needing are the ones at 6 o'clock. Crits. 9 o'clock. Thick skin, I can go ahead and grab those. And 12, suppress. I don't need to worry about the suppress stuff. But life and avoiding elemental ailments is good. We'll go with those, please. Alright, back to the Sarn encampment. Bugs, Mr. Rico. Zillions of them. That's an old guy science fiction book reference. The book most of you have heard of, most of you haven't read. You've heard of it because it was made into a movie. Likely seen. But as a movie, not one particularly, let's say, indicative of the book. Not very representative. Called Starship Troopers. Remember, service guarantees citizenship. Alright, and now let's have an abyss. Because life's abyss. And you die. Bleed out now. I give you permission to die. Wow. One thing. A gold ring. I think I'm married now. I think I'm engaged. To the abyss. That does sound a little bit weird. Okay. Snicks. Snicks and spooters. What would fantasy games have without snicks and spooters? You know? They would be lost. All jerks. All I have to say on the matter. Mirrored, covered up, hollow with smothering, all side area. Now would be a good time to get lucky and get a really nice. I was gonna say 6 link, but I'll take a very nice 5 link in my colors. I'm not that picky. 5 link will do. 5 link, 6 socket. Better 6 link would be ideal in my colors. That never actually happens to me. Give it to me. It didn't give it to me. It didn't appear to be affected at all by my wishes or my statements. I'm going to write a very sternly worded letter to my contact. Who, after all, has nothing better to do with their time these days. Screen like that. And Sarn awaits. Funny, I'm home.
Good to see. Talakora, go.
Good to see you, Stumson.
Hargan, buddy. How they hanging? Nope. $60 life, 2, a 1 good, 1 decent resist. Keep it, I guess. Not for this guy. Wow, triple resists. Triple resists chest with no life. How do you kill that which has no life? Actually, though, that's not terrible. You can always use the tree mastery point that gives you extra life if your chest doesn't have any life stat. is a big chaos damage over time multiplier. But not good enough.
Stay out of the shadows.
Hey, boy. Good evening. Same tune. Yep.
San is
Still haven't done the
Watch
the
yourself.
swap over to a different build, over to a different specialization and different skills. That may come, but I'm not there yet. That's the one I want to use. I'm gonna see if I can get a little luck on that one. Right about now. Right, put that in there. What do we got here? Rarity, a little bit of movement speed and stealing charges. Here. Five to 8 added spell chaos damage while holding a shield. Eventually, I probably will be holding a shield, but not yet. Where did that go? That went somewhere I didn't want it to go. What's the affinity that that thing has that I wasn't aware of? It's got an affinity that I was not aware of. Change earphones. Having a hard time hearing me. Well, I'll also move the mic up to me, closer to me. Where on earth did that thing go? Seriously? I'm confused. Sacrifice. Can go there. I don't have any of the exotic currencies. I don't need it. Why is it going in there? What have I set on that? Fragments. No, thank you. Alright, so I'm going to try and see if I can get anything decent on this. What am I looking for? Life? 2 resists, additional evasion, or a whole buttload of evasion and resists? Resists generally would be good. That one. Dex, that's not helpful. Chance to avoid being shocked, none of these are particularly helpful. I can go with an alk. That's such a crapshoot. Oh. Here we go. One poor resist, one dreadful resist. No open suffix to add a good resist. And no better than decent evasion. I'm going to burn 1 Chaos Orb because I'm just feeling like it's going to be lucky. That's all. I'm just feeling it in my heart and my soul. That's way fucking better. Holy shit, that's actually good. That's a lot of evasion, a lot of life, and 1 resist. 1 solid resist. Sold. So, current life total is 20, almost 2,700. And my current evasion rating is 32. So, 2,732 adds not a bunch of life, really? 67, 106. Should have been more than that. Huh. I guess I don't have much in the way of life multipliers on top of that? I really was expecting more. A little better. I'm still really low volume. You're hard of hearing. In the past, I've had people tell me that. I have jacked the volume up a few times. I'm going to have to re-roll something that's got cold into lightning. It's got lightning. Do I have anything with cold on it? That's got cold and lightning. Doesn't need to be that anymore, I don't think. Or we can roll lightning on that. I think that'll be fine. Evasion went from 33 to 53, so that's a really big improvement. Also, I am a little away from the mic, and I am kind of mumbling. When I'm chain of thoughting, you know, thinking out loud, I do tend to mumble. Because in that case, I am primarily speaking to me, and it helps me organize my thoughts. Also, one thing I found as I've gotten older is if I say something out loud, I remember it more than if I just say it to myself mentally. So I need to go to Kingsmarch. If I say I need to go to Kingsmarch, I'm more likely to remember it than if I just go. So I tend to say things out loud. That was for lightning damage, I believe. Let's triple check because we don't want to be dumb. Lightning damage. Lightning damage, please. Alright. 73%. It's fine. It's close enough for government work. Right. Meet Sin back at the encampment. Not everything is socketable. You can get rings that have one socket. If you're using a one-handed weapon or offhand item, it can have 3 sockets. Two-handed weapon can have 6 sockets. Chest can have 6 sockets. Hat, gloves, boots, each can have 4 sockets. And a certain type of belt can have 1 or even 2 sockets that can only hold a certain type of gem. Hi, Sin. How you doing?
Dirty dark tongue is the insidious goodbye.
And equally important, if you're not aware of it, is they have to be for the socketed gems to affect each other. They have to be linked, and so, re-rolling the number of sockets and the number of links are 2 separate things. So, for in this case, most of my damage is being done by 2 different 4-linked skills. So this one I have Blade Trap. This gives it a chance to poison. This makes it work faster. And this makes it also apply Withering, which increases chaos damage they take. And then over here, I've got Cobra Lash. It has chance to poison. I don't know. Do I need chance to poison on anymore? Oh, but it also adds the chaos damage, so that's one. And Void Manipulation adds chaos damage. And this makes me fire out additional projectiles. And that's how you leverage a skill, is you put the skill in and you link it up with other support gems that will increase the damage or increase the effect that it can create. Doedri. Doedri's waiting for me. She's a sweetheart. Really. You haven't met her? You're going to love her. You know, people will sometimes name their children after video game characters. Robin Williams' daughter was named Zelda because of Legend of Zelda. No one's ever going to name their kid Doedri. That's just not that. Soul fight.
Another good find.
Now, this level is one you've got to be careful on because all of the human corpses, when they die, they leave a very unpleasant poison. Just on this level of the dungeon, not the next level. See that big green splodge there? That is all just waiting for me to step in it so it can hurt me at a very deep personal level. Gem color has to match the socket color. There are also white sockets that you can put any color into. Yeah, it is one of the abilities I have is a Herald of Agony. Whenever I deal poison damage to something, he pops up and he does his damage as well. But a couple seconds after I've done any damage, he goes, oh, no fight? Bye. And then he'll just come back the next time. These things up here are auras and such that I'm running. These are passive effects, but they permanently reserve some of the mana. So that limits to how many of these permanent effects you can have going at the same time. So I currently have 3 of them. Well, that was nice of him. I think I already have that after. That was very nice of him.
Nicely, Exile.
I froze. And that could have killed me. In fact, that's one of the ways I frequently have to get my first death in a league. Is by getting frozen by one of those when I do not have a... when I do not have an anti-freeze flask available. I don't currently have it. But my first and so far only death in this league event has come right at the very beginning of Act 6, sorry. And it was not due to losing 30 of all of my elemental resistance or all of my resistances. It was me not realizing that a whole bunch of missiles were headed about to hit me. Having them all hit me once. Pilot error. Whoop. Alright, we don't have to worry about the poisonous jerks anymore, as the next one don't drop the poison. When I killed them. And oh yes, I am going to kill them. Alright, we've got bismuth. What am I going to do? Well, that's nobody's bismuth. Sorry. Pick it up. The bismuth is the league mechanic for this league. Bismuth and other similar stuff. We have a town. Basically, it's a mini game within the game. Whoops, that's not good. Would you freaking die? So we have a town we're running, expanding, growing, and getting more loot from it. And that's some of the material we need to have. Alva, I don't want to deal with you right now. This map. Oh, there's two of her right side by side. That improves my odds. Oh, jeez. There's the third one. All right. There are always three Alvas on any map that has her. So these are close enough together. I'm willing to work my way through it. Again, this is an older League mechanic. Every League has new mechanics, and if they like the way they work out, they add them to the core game. Which means that there are shitloads of them. Okay, we need to go top and kill the boss.
The more you change my map, and the closer we... Time to go.
Time to go. And kill anyone else who gets in my way, obviously. Get him? No, not yet. Not a fan. This one.
Good job, Exile.
Bows. The next one. I think this will finish up the incursion we've been working on. Hi again, we've got an expedition too. We've got all kinds of stuff that's worthwhile engaging in. We are down. We are loaded down with stuff. Sparring room, full of weapons, sacrifice a unique and drops an additional. Yeah, we want that one. We want to go down and so bottom and then top.
Let's go.
Bottom and top is just my own mnemonic to remind myself. Bottom. Sorry. And then we'll try to open the door. Top if we get a chance. That is the top. Open another door then. I don't think we quite got everybody, but we almost got all of them dead. Grab that. I'm gonna go back to town. A whole bunch of stuff going on at once here. Back to town. Sell everything, come back, pick up a couple more things. Do the expedition, do the third and final incursion on the map, and then go back in time to the temple that we've been fiddling around. Actually, no, we've been going back in time. Then we're just going to fiddle. It's complicated. It depends on exactly what it is. For instance, that last time, there are a bunch of different events going on, and you're basically just trying to work your way through the map to get to the boss. Those various side events and stuff I was doing don't have to be done, but they can provide a lot of loot and other advantages. Evasion, evasion, fire, lightning.
Watch yourself.
Right, we hit a level in there. More life, more elemental ailment protection. Alright, I already do have one of those. I'm going to keep that in my inventory then. We have another former League mechanic over here called Expedition, where basically these guys have been doing a dig for old artifacts and stuff, and they want you to lay out some explosives and kill all the critters that wakes up, and then you can get loot from them, and also you have a chance of making deals with those guys. Whoops, don't stand in the fire! As well. Ugh. Tornadoes suck. Okay, so, let's see. We have to start back there. Not a bunch of stuff actually there, so. This is going to increase the loot, but also make the mobs more dangerous. So we drop an explosive there.
Are you sure about that one? Seems
Damage from monsters can ignite. Chance to ignite, increase ignite ignition. Let's get that.
that one'll bring
Those
up
are
some
chests that
worthy
we'll be
more.
digging up. Monsters penetrate 15% lightning resistance. Yes, 3 charges down. Last charge there. And now we will detonate the explosives. Says glorious.
Welcome.
And Danik has an ability that allows you to exchange some of the items that they use for currencies for others, but
I'll sing of you.
okay, so we're going to head back over here. Oh, there it is. Where we have the third and final. Oops. Of the Alvas. We have one incursion remaining, which we finish this incursion, and then we can do the large former League mechanic for the incursion. The last one, we get to upgrade the explosives room if we need to. We don't need to upgrade it, because that allows us to blow a hole through one of these walls to get to the last 2 rooms. We have no other way of reaching. We'll go top.
Let's go.
Alright, he's dead. And all the loot from everything you kill drops after the incursion's over and after you move back to our time. Currently we're in the past. We're making changes in this temple that will influence what is in the temple when we go there in our own time. Real soon. He murdered them.
Good job.
Okay, so now we need to find Doedri. You mail items one tune to another. You don't have to. Your stash is shared. Just count it. There isn't a mail system, but there is a trade system in place. Although you can choose to not play in the trade league. You can choose to play what's called a solo self-found league, where everything you find is the only stuff you can do. If you want to add an additional layer of difficulty. Also, you can play hardcore, where if your character dies, they get removed from the league, and at the end of a league, all characters get moved to what's called standard. That's where all your old characters live. And so if your character dies in hardcore, they get moved to standard. In advanced, and you'd have to start a new character. Or you can go play them in standard, but may not have the same rules. Anyway, I need to fight. Lovely Doedri. She's not lovely at all. She's... That's the... That, see, those aren't wings. That's actually her flab. Yes, that is as horrible as it sounds. She lost a lot of weight, it seems like, and I can't even pick out where she is in the damn map. I've never lived this long in this map before, and I've never had to. I cannot pick her out. She's got good chaos resistance. She's not dying to my attacks. Max level is 100, but I've never come close. My highest level character ever is a 94, I believe. The leveling curve gets absolutely brutal after the low 90s. It goes to plaid. And most players won't reach level 100 in any given league. Me, normally what I'll hit is I'll get a character into the 80s, get to the end game and work through some of the maps. There are 3 tiers of maps. I'll move into definitely through the first, into the second, sometimes into the third. And about then I'm usually bored and I will either, move on to a different game, or more likely I'll play a second, third, fourth different character. And because all of your gear that you've dropped that's any good, even if it's not good for your current character, if it's really good, you just stick it in your stash and it's available for other characters. Mission is complete. We go back to town.
These owl eyes.
I'm Aramoa.
There is nothing else.
Argon.
You suppose?
Fire and lightning ring, sure.
Tell me something. Any chance?
We're gonna sell some stuff, hopefully. Yep, that one gets tucked away for maybe... Oh. One open suffix. Big life. Good stats. I could throw 1 resist onto it. Big life. That's 2 good resists. Well, 1 good, 1 solid. Life and evasion. Yeah, that's good. Fire and lightning. Cold and lightning. I have more cold than I know what to do with. Yeah, well, still, I don't want to keep those for sure. Oh, wow. Another life with a crap resist. And 3 fill suffix. Oh, you always have fill suffix. Wow, got a lot of good drops out of it. Not all usable.
Good luck to you.
good. Two uniques. Current one, almost as much. Not that there. That goes there. And let's see. That has only fire resist. So, this one had fire and a little bit of lightning. No open suffix, but more life. Not a bunch more, but a slight improvement in my stats. This one's got cold and lightning, and this has... We've got more cold than we know what to do with. So we can give this one lightning and swap it in for that one. Ooh, that's a lot of cold. That thing has 52 cold. I can't afford to lose 52. 24 lightning would drop me down. Yeah, I can't drop that one out yet. But we will keep that one in our back pocket. That one can go with rings and stuff. Favorite class in PoE? I would say either the Witch or the Shadow. The Witch is mostly a caster, unsurprisingly. The Shadow is a hybrid who can go either as a caster or sort of a sneaky type character. The one I play the least is Marauder. Basically, there's 7 classes. For intelligence, there's Witch. For dexterity, there's Ranger. For strength, there is Marauder. For intelligence and strength, you have the Templar. For intelligence and dex hybrid, you have the Shadow. And for the strength and dex hybrid, you have the strength dex hybrid. Not Shadow. Duelist? Duelist, I think, is the name. Yeah, Shadow is one of the elite specializations equivalent for the Shadow is called the Assassin. No. I got that backwards. No, it is Shadow is the class, and then the 3 elite specializations. One of them is Saboteur. They specialize in mines and traps. I've played a lot of Saboteur. One is an Assassin, and I don't remember. But yes, Shadow is sort of a caster and sort of an assassin type character. Cold and lightning. Fire and lightning. We can swap this straight across. What a shame. We get to swap this straight across without even a moment to worry. What do we lose? We lose a little bit of energy shield. For us, most. We lose most of our energy shield. We gain a bunch of life, some more evasion, and we gain an additional resist. Because we're going to need a lot of resists to juggle them around, because at the end of Act 10, we lose 30% from all resists. So right now, I believe we need more fire. Yes, we need more fire. So we just added what? We added that. No, that has no suffixes. Cold and lightning. We got way more cold than we know what to do with. Crap, I may have to swap that back. Yeah, each class has 3 ascendancies, as they're called in this game. And steel yourself. there's a very large passive tree. And the 6 classes, realistically it's 7 classes, but there's one you have to gain access to later that is probably less played than all of the others. Where you start on the passive tree depends on your class. Take a deep breath. Don't panic. This is the passive tree. So, when the guy who created Diablo, David Brevik, showed this to his wife, her response was, I believe the exact phrasing was, "Holy shitballs!" So, for my class, I started here, and every level you get a point, and you also get points for doing stuff along the storyline. And these can be things like additional types of damage, resistances, damage and attack speed for specific weapons, more health, more energy shield, more armor. There's just a wide array of choices. It's not as bad as it looks, but it's pretty complicated, I'm not going to lie. You know, a lot of it, though, is very simple, straightforward. I want to get over here, and there's like 3 nodes through it. Plus 10 dex, plus 10 dex, plus 10 dex. Okay, now I can get this. So a lot of it is really simple, straightforward.
Exile.
But a lot of it would not be useful for any given build.
Be careful.
And to optimize, well, that's one of the reasons why myself and a great many other players follow build guides, because it is really, really complicated. I have to go to my hideout because I am going to run the incursion. Hi, Alva. How you doing? You're looking good.
I did it.
Okay, so we're going to enter here. We want to go here, here.
The temple is now clear.
We're going to need to go
Remember to
there.
watch your step, Exile. We may have helped build this layout, but a lot can change in 2,000 years. There's no telling what kind
What's
of
funny is this
residents
upgrades one random adjacent
made some
room,
backspace. Today we
but
make
it
what
didn't,
the king
because this room is not upgradable. All right, so we're going to go here, here, here. Here, here, there. And then here. And then we'll blow a hole into the flame workshop. No, maybe the other way. Yeah, the other way is probably better. Okay. Sacrificial chamber, glittering halls, breach containment, and the storage room. Then down, back to the breach, dem lab. It's very rare that I'm not skipping more stuff. I have to go through almost everything here, except passageways and the flame workshop. All right, open the temple. Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur. I'm an old guy. I'll probably end the stream after we finish going through the Temple of Axolotl. Now we are in the current time, but everything in the temple was determined by all 12 incursions we made into the past to make changes to the layout of the temple, to get more good stuff that we want and less bad stuff that we don't. And that's one of those things that, for a new player, the amount of stuff going on, because it has several dozen additional league mechanics that have been brought in over the years. Not all of them make it into the core game, but those that have, each one adds another layer of complexity. And to play it doesn't necessarily require any great, massive intellect or experience, but to try and optimize the stuff requires experience. So that's why, whoops, we actually want to go here. That's why this game has such a murderous reputation for its learning. It is. It is a well-earned reputation for complexity and depth. This is a tougher temple than I am comfortable with. I could see myself dying multiple times. Wouldn't like it, but I'm not going to say it isn't going to happen. These things have, I think, a built-in chaos resistance, so they're particularly annoying. In fact, chaos is one of the things you run into in this temple, and the fact that I rely on chaos damage means it's going to be a bit of a slog. And these flying assholes, when they're rare quality, like this one, yellow, they have so many. They're just hit point sponges. And hit point sponges, they're never fun as a player. They always suck. I don't think that's a controversial point of view. Boss there. He's got to die. He drops a unique, and then we'll be able to trade that extra unique that we already had one of and get another rend. This in. We click the button. That's Ice Tomb, I think. Yeah, Ice Tomb. Okay, so we're here. We want to go to the Glittering Halls, so we need to go through the left-hand passage. There's also one on the right. Now, a lot more loot is dropping than you're seeing on the map. You can use a filter, and most players do, because otherwise there's too much loot to keep track of. I currently have it set on sort of the default setting, and those are maintained by players, not by the game devs. A lot of the tools you need to play this game are put together by the players. And without them, the game would die. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. It's the only way you can manage all of the stuff that's been layered onto the game for all those years. Whole lot of rare jewelry. I think my jewelry is in pretty bad shape for most of the game. That pleases me. That's the boss of this area. That's a follow, I think. Could be a sub. I'll find out in a sec. So excited. It is a follow. Lo-Fi 247. He's Lo-Fi 24/7. You get a spiel. Here it comes. Steal yourself. It's not that good a spiel. Don't get excited. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. Most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. A lot of the maps have a specific objective you want to do. Usually killing a boss, but sometimes it's getting something, getting somewhere, clicking on something. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Not every map has that. Some maps just kind of exist for you to go from one place to the next. So, I mean, I'm in Act 8, and each of these circles is a map. And so far, there's the map you come in on, the town map, the map of those dungeons that I went through, or the sewers I went through for so long. But every act has its own series of maps, and you go through them, and sometimes you're just passing through to get to the next map. Sometimes there's something specific you need to do. Right now, this is an instance where I'm fighting my way through. Every room has different potential loot in it, and I'm working my way from room to room through all the ones that are useful, hopefully, for loot, and eventually get up to the top, fight a big boss, and get the loot from that. Next up is the breach containment chamber, where there are 2 breaches. Which is another former League mechanic. Breach League, logically enough. Oh, stop running around and just take your medicine. It can be so hard to deal with monsters, you know? Alright, that thing's dead. I had forgotten how troublesome running the temple on a chaos damage character is. Because so many things in it. Ooh. I can have some resistance to chaos. Freaking down. And most of what I'm doing is chaos. There's the boss for this room. Problem with him. Alright, so we have 2 breaches. And a couple of clasped hands, which will drop loot. Now, breach is just this circle that opens up and all these mobs keep coming at you. They're from like an alternate plane of existence. And they're not friendly. They're not happy to see us. Don't know why. I haven't done anything to them. Alright. Like that. Big open. Whoa. Crap. Holy shit. That was way more. That were way too close at the start. And that was not fun. Not dying was good. I liked the not dying part, but the rest of that was pretty brutal. Alright, that's the first of the 2 breaches. I don't want to say beaten. Let's go with survived. I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to ID a bunch of the stuff and dump it, because we're not really going to want to carry all of it all the way back. We don't want to just randomly go back and forth to my hideout for no good reason. Most of these are just going to end up getting sold anyway. Those 3 aren't. Wow, 3 good ones in a row. Alright. Now we're going to open the other breach. This time we're going to be smart enough to drop some mines first. Also, there's one or more of them that just they make this horrible sound like they're hawking up loogies. It's really Alright, so we have finished off the breaches, and I accidentally picked up something I don't know. Alright. Next, the storage room, which will have all kinds of stuff in it. Now, the good players fly through this stuff way faster. And I mean way faster. They know how to optimize the crap out of everything. The builds are better, faster, stronger. Ghost asshole. Always has been. Chaos and Wither resistant. Great. That's what I'm doing. Chaos and Wither. Hate them so much. Ceremonial adornments. Claw. We want to take a look at the claws because we use claws. A receptacle. Not much in the way of loot out of the boxes this time. Such is life. Alright. I think that was all of them. No, one more receptacle. Alright, we're here. Back to the breach containment room. And the demolition lab, where explosives await us, so that we can blow through walls where we don't have any doors. Oh, this guy's got life regen. Lucky me! Would you croak, please? Thank you. That one had a really nasty bleed that he kept putting on me. Not appreciated. I don't really blame him. I am kind of running around in his, his digs. Shit! I teleported. I hit the teleport button. Unfortunately, I aimed badly and didn't make it out. And so I didn't make it to a place where I wasn't going to instantaneously freaking die. We've got 5 portals left, so let's sell the stuff we've
Hello.
got. I am disappointed. That's my second death in this league.
Greetings.
I can't say I'm surprised. In my experience, incursions can be pretty deadly. Alright, no. A lot of chaos resist on that, sure. A lot of that. That's a lot of life. That's not terrible. Life, 1 decent resist. Attributes, yeah, we'll hold on to that. Life in a socket, we'll hold on to that. No open suffix. No. How did I hold on to that? Oh, I held on to those. Got good life numbers. Holding on to that one because it has a lot of resists.
Go with courage.
We put everything. Let's see, Kiara's determination, 1.2 seconds. Onslaught, reduced duration, immunity to all of those effects. For that last. So, anyway, that'll go away, 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 away. Those are splinters. You get 100 of them. You can open a portal to a boss domain. Alright, cold resist. Handy. Dex, yeah, maybe. Still, a nice selection of potentially useful rings. Belts, not for this class, for some other class. All of our buffs are still up. We'll go into another portal. I didn't drop a portal. I'm an idiot. Alright. Lesson learned. A lesson I'd learned long ago, but I had now forgotten, and now I remember. Oh, that's a friendly peacock. Alright, back in we go. Where were we? We were going into the demolition lab. Oh, more of them. More jerks. Yeah, we're going in here for the storage room. We were killed by an on-death effect, by the way. As a general rule, we hate on-death effects. And this one's got one as well. I have no explosives. What? That's true, I have no explosives. I came here for explosives. There's a gun. Flash power attack. Okay, we've got one. Should be another one somewhere. Just missed it. Oh, he's got Soul Eaters. Fuck. There are a lot of affixes mobs can get in this game. Soul Eater is one of the worst. A couple of years ago, they brought a new League mechanic in, and the League mechanic was fine. All Arch Nemesis. It was okay. Not a great one, not a terrible one. But they... Oh, we do have two. Okay, we have two. We only need one, right? Right, so I guess we can blow open one of those chests. Didn't realize they'd added those chests that you can blow open. Which makes sense. They do give you some reward for having this if you've got a fully connected temple, which I don't. I have a mostly connected temple. Gem Cutter's Workshop, Treasury, Shrine, Pits. We got 4 or 5 more rooms, then I'm going to call it an evening. To do something. If I die again, I come back there. I tell you, for whatever reason, the rare mobs in the temple are just terrible. They are so hit point sponge. Alright, we are in the Gem Cutter's Workshop. Hopefully we can get some nice rare gems. Oh. Around here. But especially the rares. A level. Right, soon, the instant I enter, one of the mobs comes after me. One of the things they've done in PoE 2 that is a godsend for the PoE player is allowing you to freeze the action. You can pause the game. You open your skill panel like this, it automatically pauses it for you. So, I mean, I have been not particularly warm in my opinions of PoE 2. I mean, it's a bad game. I think they've got some issues. But I certainly acknowledge that they have done some wonderful quality things. 3 GCPs. Superior life gain on hit. Is that really the only box of goodies in here? Disappointed if that's it. You wouldn't want to disappoint me. You wouldn't like me when I'm disappointed. It does look like that's it. Just the one box of goodies. Well, poo-poo. Alright, well we're here. We need to go to Treasury, which is over here. This is just going to have boxes of currency. place has historically been something I liked. The Incursion Temple, but I had forgotten how incredibly hit point spongy it can be, especially if you're doing it basically at level instead of at a higher level. Two blessed and a chaos so far. Also, mobs that become invincible for periods of time. They just are always dreadful. Don't do that to your players. I hate that. It's not fun. Finally, an orbital binding. Where were those earlier on? They give 4 linked sockets and act as an orb of alchemy as well. They're really, really good while leveling. Later in the game, not so much. The Shrine of Empowerment, which didn't do anything. And then the pits. And then the Apex. Almost done, guys. Apex of Axolotl. And then I'm gonna call it an evening. Thank all you guys for hanging out. This is where we need to be. Oh. Yeah, we're in pits. And the Apex awaits. Going to go ahead and drop another portal here. So if I die, we don't have to run all the way back.
This better be worth it.
Right, and now it just goes through a stage where it summons a bunch of friends. sure if they do something to, I don't know, heal or buff up Apex or not. The special drops are those bluish ones. Anything else of particular interest here? Let's go ahead and check that. I want to check at least one of those. Two of those. That's fine. And we'll go through our ill-gotten gains. Well, they're not ill-gotten. I did die once. I earned them. A lot of life and one weak-ass resist, but an open suffix. Keeper. Okay, this. Chaos damage to spells is, and damage with poison is the suffix modifier that you can only get from incursion events. So I'm going to keep that. And this one, it is a Puharte, lightning resistance, and increased critical chance against shocked enemies. The rest of it's crap, though. So.
Till next time, shall we keep, Savior?
I want to thank you guys very much for hanging out with me tonight. I expect I should be back tomorrow at the usual time. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Bowl catcher. Phasing. Can't gain mana. Increased critical chance strike with fall skills and stuff. Not a biggie. Pardon the yawn, old man. That in there. In there. There. All elemental resistances. That's nice. Always like that. So again, yeah, thank you all very, very much for hanging out. It does have percentages. Like I said, I can't remember where I put that. Clicked everything, many things, multiple times. There we go. Okay, this time for sure. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. As always, I do appreciate it. Back tomorrow, usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Probably more PoE. As it's likely I will hit the cap, or sorry, not the cap, but finish out the campaign tonight and maybe start doing some maps. It's possible I may be playing something else, maybe a new character. I'm not particularly enamored of this one. We'll see how it feels when I swap to a different ascendancy. This was good for leveling, though. Really strong for leveling. Anyway, back tomorrow. Thanks again, guys, for hanging. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Saturday night goes great. Hope Sunday's awesome also. So take care, and ciao for now. Good night, guys.